off.
Right, exactly.
I got you. So here's where my struggle is going to be, because my body language is a lot of the way I communicate. I'm gonna have to remind myself to sort of stay like this. So if you see me rocking, which I probably will do, just remind me and I'll try to stop doing something. But unfortunately, that's a big part of what I do.
Well, would you be more comfortable standing?
I don't know. So what I thought we could do is try sitting down.
Even if you walk a little bit, it's not going to be horrible.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
so I'm concerned. So it's funny because I've been sales training for the last 3 days.
Yeah, I like that better.
Okay, cool. We'll go with that then.
Okay.
All right, we're ready to go.
Cool. So Nikki, we're gonna just start with background.
Yeah, I'll start with background and I'll give you, points and we can
Okay.
talk about it and then
Okay.
we'll edit it.
And Mike, is it okay just to look at her?
Yeah, just look at her like I'm not even here.
Okay.
You guys are just having a conversation and
Okay.
I'm just the cameraman.
Okay.
So, tell me some of the problems that you've faced when you meet with dealerships. What are some of the things that they're telling you?
Yep. So some of the things that we run into is when we go into stores, the common problem is that the problem didn't start today. The volume is really the problem. So they'll need 8, 10, 12 people. But the problem is that they needed them yesterday. And so a lot of times dealerships are in a reactionary kind of mode. They need people, they need them yesterday, and it puts them in desperation. And so what we have found is we have a plan for them. And a lot of times we almost have to back them up and say, look, we know you need 10 people today or yesterday, but that's not going to be the answer long term for you. The better plan is let's find some really good candidates. Let's find them, and it may be 1, 2, or 3 this week, but then we'll keep that steady flow of really good candidates and build a pool of people so that later on we're not making reactionary decisions. And that tends to help the dealer sort of calm down a little bit, understand a real plan, because a lot of our competition will come in and get them 10 people and then they're gone. And there's no stick to them. In other words, they'll hire 10 and they may even hire 20 just to get 4 or 5. We don't want that. One of the things that we want to do at Automotive Staffing is we want to make sure we give you a long-term solution to what right now is a short-term problem. But if you don't manage it on a daily or weekly or monthly basis, it becomes a very long-term and consistent problem. So for us, that's what we see a lot, is they don't have a plan, or the dealer it's not a priority until it becomes a problem. And once it becomes a problem, then it becomes a priority. But at that point, it's a reaction. So that's what we see a lot of.
And what do you look for in a candidate for these dealers?
So one of the big things that we stress when we're working with dealerships is we really want to find out what meets the culture of the current dealership. They can have all the skills in the world. And we see this a lot in sports, where one player does great on one team and one fails. But then he's put at another camp, or he goes to another team and he just excels. And it's because the personalities match up, the leadership matches up, and things of that nature kind of come together. A lot of times we can have somebody with all the skill sets, but the personalities don't match. So we like to find the culture and the personality of the dealership as much as we can, so that we can match that sort of background and personality with the candidate. And obviously they got to have certain skill sets. They got to have some sales background. They've got to meet some minimal requirements to go along with that. But more so than that, do they match up with the dealership and the culture that the dealership's trying to create? And do they reflect, in some cases, the mentality of the community and the mentality of the dealership? So we're looking for basic skills, but we're also looking for personality, and we're looking for a combination of things. That's what makes our job interesting and fun, but challenging at times, is we're not just looking for bodies. We're looking for real people that are looking for real careers, that have real backgrounds that will fit that. And that's why we're not just cattle calling, coming for a couple days, getting a bunch of people and leaving town. That's what we look for. We look for talent, personality, and a match for kind of the community.
So tell me, with these dealers, what have you noticed? Sales increases, like some success stories of you basically going in